Back again. Here we are on I should say tip 12. Holy cow, tip 12. Listen, this one is a good one. Use the inspection period. You know, when I was sitting down thinking of all these tips, writing down all the 23 best home buying tips that I had learned in the 23 years in this business, this one came to mind because this is something a lot of people don't really think about. Tip number 12, using the inspection period. Here's what I mean. Every contract that I've ever come across, and I've practiced in a couple states, okay? And every contract that I've come across usually has an inspection period. And you want to use it. Okay, you want to get as much information as possible as you can for this property because it helps you later in the negotiation. Here's what I mean. Point number 1. Initially, I wrote down, you made an offer based on what you could see, right? But based on what you could see. I mean, maybe you made the offer on it, but you're not a home inspector. I'm not a home inspector. Neither is the seller. I mean, when they put it on the market, they kind of know what's going on, but they don't know maybe every single thing that's wrong with the home. They just put it on based on what they think other homes are selling for that have recently sold or are currently on the market. I mean, that's just how they do it. But when you think about it, the price was determined on all these other factors, but not on condition. That's one thing you want to know. I wrote down point number 2. Now your offer, gets finally determined on what you know. Your final offer price, your final offer conditions and concessions and terms are going to be determined once you determine everything wrong with the property. Now that now you can actually figure this out. I wrote down, get as many free inspections as possible. You've got utilities out there, you've got roofing inspecting companies out there. There's a lot of people out there that will do a free inspection for you. Okay, your utility companies will do a pressure test on your gas lines. Electric companies will come out and check things. Water company, all kinds of different things you can get for free. I wrote down, get a professional home inspector. There's so many free things you can find out and use to separate and know most about a property before you even spend a dime on a home inspector. But when you do get a home inspector, get an ASHI, A-S-H-I, American... it's the Home Inspectors Society, American Society of Home Inspectors or something like that. But anyway, they have an accreditation for home inspectors. So make sure you get an ASHI accredited inspector. That's basically what you're looking for. A home inspector who's going to tell you everything that they need to know, that you need to know about the property. I wrote down, get all the information you can. Ask your agent for your local buyer advisory. That'll tell you some helpful links to find out things, right? I wrote down point number 3. Now you can negotiate with power. Okay, you've heard me say before, make your best offer first. Don't be afraid of the price. Try and get it because you're trying to get into the best price in terms. And now that you've got it, don't be afraid. To take it under contract, to inspect it. Now you've inspected it, get all the stuff you want. Now you're going to have some negotiation. I wrote down, when you give copies of your inspection to the seller, you've given them notice of defects. This is powerful. It doesn't matter if it's a for sale by owner or if it's a listed property. If you found something wrong with that property and you've given it to them in writing, now they have a written notice that there is a defect with that property. And they have to disclose it to the next buyer legally. That could be a problem. Or they could deal with it with you. I wrote down, they've got to deal with it in some way. Doesn't mean they have to fix it. They can give you a concession. Maybe they can give you something off on the price. I don't know. Now, the point is you got something to talk about. You and your agent have room to fight. And that is what you need when you're trying to get something at a great price in great terms. Listen, if you've been finding out that this has been working for you, man, I'm so glad to hear it. I hope that you're sharing this information with your friends and your family because trust me, that's what this internet is great for. It's good for learning. And if you've found this to be helpful, I'd love it if you'd share it with somebody else. Thank you so much for your attention. And as always, I hope you have a powerful sales day. Bye-bye.